I'm Doctor of Traditional Chinese Medicine Christiane Parrott. After learning about the theories of yin and yang and the 5 elements, you may have a few questions, some of which may look like, why do problems with the heart organ disrupt our sleep? What does having a quick temper have to do with the liver? And what on earth does the spleen have to do with concentration and digestion? To answer these questions, we will explore the functions of the organs according to traditional Chinese medicine. In Chinese medicine, the organs represent a lot more than just their anatomical or physiological traits. The organs in Chinese medicine have more to do with groups of functions and the relationships between each organ and the rest of your body. This can lead to some confusion, often because these functions have nothing to do with the anatomical organ being discussed. So remember, when I'm talking about an organ, unless otherwise stated, I am referring to it and its functions in TCM terms, or Chinese medicine terms. Now, let's get into the functions of the different organs and some of the symptoms you can expect when each organ is out of balance. For the purposes of this webinar, I will only be discussing the 5 major yin organs of the body, the heart, liver, lungs, kidney, and spleen. So the first organ we'll discuss is the liver. The liver is an organ of particular importance here in the West, as it is so easily unbalanced by our environment and lifestyle. The major functions of the liver are to ensure the smooth flow of our qi throughout our bodies and to store our blood. Having smooth flowing energy going in the right direction helps us to feel not only pain-free, but emotionally more stable, and so when this function is disrupted, we feel easily irritated or angry or upset. And some symptoms associated with a dysfunction in the liver are irritability, menstrual problems, headaches, and high blood pressure. Some things that we can do to keep our liver in balance are to laugh, talk about our feelings and problems with people who care about us, enjoyable exercise, eating sour tasting foods, and eating foods that are dark green in color, especially the dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. The fire element's major yin organ is the heart. The heart organ is of great importance due to its function of housing the mind. It is for this reason that all emotions can affect the heart and that it controls our sleep. And its more obvious function is to dominate the blood and blood vessels, meaning that it controls our circulation and how and where our blood moves. Problems with our heart organ can manifest as palpitations or a racing or really intense heartbeat, chest pain, insomnia, mental confusion, anxiety, and mania. To keep our heart organ healthy and balanced, it is important to manage the stress in our lives and to regularly engage in cardiovascular exercise. Bitter foods benefit the heart organ, as do red-colored food. Cinnamon is a great spice for heart health and also helps to regulate our blood sugar. The earth element's yin organ, the spleen, and its functions are more closely related to the actual pancreas organ in biochemical action. However, its functions encompass more than just digestion. It is also the organ that produces our qi from the food we eat. And it also governs our thinking, our intellect. Our ability to focus on a mental task is determined by the strength of our spleen energy. Symptoms related to deficiencies in the spleen, because there is no such thing as too much spleen energy, are low energy, poor memory and concentration, poor digestion and loose stools, and food sensitivities. Ensuring our spleen is strong and healthy is a cornerstone to good health. To do so, we eat naturally sweet foods, nourishing foods like carrots, yams, porridge and beets, and very, very importantly, we avoid those foods which can damage the spleen, such as greasy and fatty foods, highly processed foods, and excessively sweet foods. The metal element's yin organ are the lungs. The lungs dominate qi and control its distribution through the body. They also create our defensive qi, which is kind of similar to our immune system in Western medicine. The emotion of the lungs is sadness and grief, and a weakness in lung energy can lead to depression or just, malaise. When our lungs are out of balance, we frequently catch colds and flu and are more affected by cold and windy weather. We have low energy and can develop allergies and asthma. So to keep our lungs strong and healthy, we can wear a scarf to protect ourselves from the cold and wind, making their job a lot easier. Singing is actually very beneficial to lung energy, as is eating pungent or aromatic foods and foods that are white in color, such as cauliflower, and a good herb would be peppermint. And finally, the water element and its yin organs, the kidneys. The kidneys are of great importance for our long-term health and longevity, and they are always affected by any long-term or chronic illness. The kidneys are the source of our yin and yang in the body and determine our growth and development, our reproduction, and aging. The kidneys are greatly affected by fear, and this includes stress and anxiety. Weakness in our kidney energy can result in fertility issues for both men and women, menstrual and menopausal problems in women, slow or poor growth and development in children, early aging in adults, low back pain, and low energy or vitality. So to help our kidneys, one of the more important things would be to avoid stress as much as we can, or to deal with it with meditation and regular exercise, and eating foods that nourish the kidneys, such as any black colored food and food from the sea, and naturally or very lightly salty foods such as kelp, black beans, black sesame seeds, grapes, plums, pork, and walnuts. So, as you can see, the organs in Chinese medicine are quite different from those in Chinese medicine, even though their names are the same. So, whenever you find yourself out of balance or whenever you're experiencing symptoms, remember that Chinese medicine is not just about symptom elimination. Symptoms are simply your body's way of telling you, hey, there's something wrong, I'm out of balance, this is out of balance, and when you know how to recognize what symptoms are related to what part of being out of balance, which organ is out of balance, you can then take the steps necessary to fix it from the root, not just getting rid of the symptoms, but actually fixing and addressing the cause of the imbalance in your body and the cause of the symptoms. So, I hope you can join me for my next webinar. Until then, my best to your health and happiness.